Who I believe to be the true birthers of choosing beggars, it's entitled parents. Our first one is from Light Fury Dragon. I'm a 27-year-old woman and I have a black horse. The color is important for later, named Ebony, and I have her at a boarding stable where I used to get riding lessons at before getting my own horse. For some reason though, horses tend to attract entitled people though. Since this wasn't my first encounter with them here are the cast. Me, the entitled mom, I will call Barn Witch. Entitled daughter, I will call Barn Goblin, and my old trainer who still works there. So I had my horse tied up in a second, where you have a room to groom them and able to tack them up, and was brushing her down when Barn Goblin showed up, wanting to pet Ebony. I told her not to pet her since I didn't know this kid and it's not a good idea to go near strange horses with the risk of being kicked, since horses can kill if they kick. Barn Goblin screams out,
"Mommy, she won't let me pet the black horse."
That's when Barn Witch showed up, huffing,
"Lady, I have a kid and she wants to pet your horse."
No, it's not a good idea to pet strange horses, since they can be skittish, I tell her.
"Barn Goblin wants yours though. She only likes black horses and the trainer only let her ride a white one,"
Barn Witch snapped. I'm sorry, but this isn't his horse, it's mine, and that horse the trainer brought out is better with new people. Others aren't. I say, trying to keep calm. Right then, we heard Barn Goblin scream, and her hand was bleeding, since she tried petting my old trainer's new horse, since she was the only other black horse there, and this horse didn't like strangers at all, resulting in Barn Goblin getting bit pretty hard. My old trainer came out to see what was going on, and I will say, he is someone you don't want to mess with. After I explained what happened and what was going on, my old trainer snapped at them, telling him to leave and find another place to ride, since not only did this kid get bit for not listening, but was yanking on and using spurs on his other horse, which wasn't allowed. I just smirked when Barn Witch and Goblin were kicked out, never to be seen again. Sorry this wasn't my best story, but I wanted to share it. Update. For those asking me, the trainer did see the spurs, but Goblin wouldn't get down or remove the spurs when he asked her to, eventually forcing her off with a warning. The biting was the final warning. I heard this from him after they left since I wasn't in the arena when it happened. For those asking for pictures, it's not a good idea, since the horse that bit Goblin was an off-track thoroughbred that wasn't socialized properly, and my own is a rescued Tennessee Walker that can be skittish, so both horses, it wouldn't be safe to have a camera near them. The entitlement of people in general, this mother is setting a fantastic example for her child by basically trying to force other people to let their child get their way. The kid's gonna grow up with the same twisted sense of entitlement that their mom has. This next one is by Cream Puff Delight. I'm sorry if this is the wrong place for this, but this just happened and I'm still a little pissed off. I just want to vent somewhere, and typing this down helps me keep things straight. I've never hidden the fact that my father and I are estranged due to him cheating on my formerly doormat of a mom when I was still young. Allegedly because she had cancer and had to chop off her breasts and was thus, in his exact words, no longer a woman. Yes, I know, insane logic, but logic has never been his strong point. Nor have I ever hidden the fact that I resented him for favoring my golden eldest brother exclusively, to the point where he was the only one of 4 children, brother, me, 2 younger sisters, to ever get birthday presents. Either way, my tiny little Asian mom finally found some spine and divorced him. He fought for custody of my eldest brother at the time, only my eldest brother, and the rest of us could go fuck off. Literally. He booted us out of his house. And my mom, being the perfect Asian doormat wife before this, had no way of fighting it. No experience with work, in a foreign country, with 0 savings. So yes, I still remember something from nearly 20 years ago, and yes, I fully admit I still have a very big grudge against him. In fact, I distinctly remember telling him to fuck off to his face on more than one occasion after reaching adulthood, and somewhat successfully adulting in the process, and to never expect me to donate even the dirt on my shoes to his funeral. He still tries to get into contact with me regularly despite that, to persuade me to have children, because, surprise surprise, my eldest brother turned out disappointing. Utter trash in his own words. Personally, I think the guy is doing okay. Not great, but not get into Harvard excelling like he used to. So now I'm the better option to provide for his perfect heir. As if kicking me out of the house with my mom and two sisters so that we had to be homeless for years never really happened at all. So he took my eldest brother and somehow ended up marrying a third woman, even younger and prettier than the second one. Since then, not counting the four of us, he has 8 children, the youngest of whom is only 7 or something, while the eldest of the other 4 just hit college age. I know it's not their fault, but I refuse to interact with them at all. See, my dad's filthy rich from playing the stock market and sweeping up real estate during the Great Depression in 1998, and this played a lot into him acting like he was a big shot, self-made foreign businessman that donated actively and was a philanthropist. So I know he has money, since I'm still doing on that shit actively. Not by choice, he's just a rather public figure in my country. Today, out of the blue, he suddenly called me and said he was going to be sending me a receipt for Kid 4's college. No hello, no nothing. Straight to business, worded as if it were a done deal that I was gonna fork out $50K for sure because I'm finally earning my own keep, so it's my turn to contribute to the family. Sure enough, my email dinged and voila! Receipt for first year of college, plus various other expenses, for $70K. I just hung up and am seriously contemplating just moving to another country to get rid of him. The fact that your father did all of that, and then has the audacity to come and ask you to pay for his kids' college? Wow. Talk about entitlement to ridiculous degrees. He had those kids so he could pay for those kids himself, especially if he's got the money. You're doing the right thing. And our final one is from MacLeod7. I was recently at a party where the primary attendees were all in their 60s and 70s. There was a small group of us in our 30s, and while most of us have kids, one couple does not. There were a few offhand comments from the elder attendees that were along the lines of the intrusive,
"Oh, when will you be having kids?"
and
"Children are the best."
We just rolled our eyes. Then this one woman, who I do not know, sat down in our youth group and started talking about having kids to the childless couple. I interjected, spoke a little louder than the aging woman, and said, if you don't want to have kids, you don't have to. They require constant supervision, they're loud and expensive. Then the old biddy turned on me and chimed,
"But they'll take care of you when you're older."
I proudly said, "Oh no they don't. If they don't want to take care of you, they don't have to."
"But yes they do."
"No, their lives are theirs to live as they see fit. I brought them into this world and it's my responsibility to care for them as they age. As I age and need assistance, I hope my children will be able and, more importantly, want to help me, but I will not place that daunting expectation on them." I could see that she'd never heard or thought of this concept. Her world started to crumble. Before she said anything else stupid, she hurriedly got up and left our group. I hope she went to her kids for a heart-to-heart, but I doubt it. Update: I've seen a lot of comments, but I'm not addressing many because it's not necessary. I have a great relationship with my parents and will gladly assist them whenever I can. They've already told me that if they aren't able to live in their own house, they will gladly relocate to an assisted living facility that we, myself, my sibling, and my parents, choose together, probably close to my home. My parents do not want to be a burden on either of our lives because they've seen the stress it causes for family members, nor do they want us to have to wipe them, change them, etc., so they have some dignity and privacy. But if the time comes and I'm the one who is available, I will gladly care for them as they cared for me. I love my parents. I do not feel guilt-tripped into providing care because it's what I'm expected to do as a child. The ideology that having children is necessary and that they're required to care for you when you're older is a major fault. It amazes me that people can just go and try to force children onto other people, explain how great they are. Maybe children to that specific person is great, but maybe to that couple they don't want to have kids. There's a lot of that happening nowadays where people are choosing not to have kids, and it's a conscious decision they're making. Nobody's forcing them not to. Hopefully the elders will see that and start to respect that. Alright, that's enough entitlement for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled Parents. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.